Yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Vimy, and today I'll be showing you how to install Panda3DS for Xbox Dev Mode. Before we start this tutorial, the main thing you will need is Xbox Dev Mode. If you do not have Xbox Dev Mode, definitely check out the video down below so you can get that set up. And 2 is an external drive. Those that have never set up an external drive for Dev Mode, highly recommend checking out the video playlist down below so that you could format and allow special permissions properly so that it works with the app. You don't necessarily need an external drive for this app, but I'll be going over the USB setup. And then in the description down below, I'll also add how you can add it into the internal folders. So the main things we're going to need for this tutorial is the Panda3DS Debug MSIX bundle and also all the dependencies that are needed. We're going to head over to the Xbox Dev Store and I'll show you how to get it from there. Alright, bet. So once you get to the Xbox Dev Store, all you got to do is make sure to go into the Emulators tab and then scroll all the way down until you see Panda3DS. Now all we're going to do is simply click on download and let it download and do its thing. And then once it's done downloading, all we can do is go into your downloads folder or wherever you have it downloaded. It should be in a .zip. All you need to do is right click on it. I use WinRAR, so I'm just going to go here and go to extract to so that it extracts into its own folder. And then once you go into that folder, you should have the Panda3DS Debug MSIX bundle, which is the app, and then the 3 dependencies needed for this app. Alright, so now that we have our files, what we're going to do before we install this into the device portal is we're going to create our game folder for our external drive. So what we're going to do is right click, go to new, folder, name it Panda3DS, just like this. And then what you can simply do is add all your games into it. And then once you're ready, just drag and drop it into the external drive that you use for dev mode. And once you do that, I'll go over the instructions on how you could get into the Xbox device portal. And if you already know how to do that, you could skip this segment on to the next part. Now I'm going to show you the remote access at the bottom. So simply click on remote access settings. And what we're going to do is enable the Xbox dev portal. What this will do is this is where we will install our apps. We would have to do this from the computer or your phone. Make sure to keep a screenshot of this because anytime you want to enter the access portal on your computer, you're going to have to use either one or 2 links, whichever one works for you. And then at the bottom, there's the authentication where you can set a password and username. Me personally, I just keep this unchecked. It's just a little easier to get onto the page without having to enter your information every time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to leave our Xbox on this page. I bet. So what we're going to do is switch over to the PC. We're going to enter in one of the links for the access portal. And then there's some settings we're going to change from there. And then you should be good to go. Alright, now that we're on the computer, what we're going to do is enter in one of those links. And yes, please add the HTTPS within it. And then once you enter in the link, you should get a page that says your connection is not private. Attackers might attempt to steal your information. Simply at the bottom, click on advanced and proceed. Alright, bet. So now that we're at the Xbox device portal, all you want to do is underneath my games and apps, click on add. And then go to that folder where you have your Panda3DS files. And we're simply going to drag that debug MSIX bundle into it first. Click on next. And then it's going to ask you about any necessary dependencies. And we do have 3. Keep in mind if you try to drag all 3 of these, it'll only do one at a time, so just take your time. Now that we know that it took the core framework, we're just going to do the 2 others, like so. And then once you do that, just click on start. And then once it says package successfully registered, just simply click on done. And then what we're going to do is unplug our external drive from the computer, plug it into our Xbox, and make sure to set up the rest of the app properly. Then once you're back on Xbox in dev mode, if you have the retail dash like I do here, what you want to do is simply go down to dev home. Then once we get to this part, scroll down until you can find Panda3DS, press the select button on it, go to view details, and make sure if it's not set up to a game already to change it from an app to a game. And then once you change that, simply press B to go back. and then you can load up the app. Another really great cool feature that has been added into this is auto updates. So whenever the app has updates available and you go into the app, you'll get a update available prompt like this, asking you if you would like to download the update. But since there is one available, I'm simply just going to go to yes. And then you'll get a prompt like this telling you the update has been successful. It does not close the app for you, so you will have to manually select the Xbox button and quit out of the app. And then just load it right back up. Alright, so if you already have added games into your Panda3DS folder, you should see all of them being displayed like this. Now the first things I want you to do before you test out a game is go all the way down into the settings, go into the audio tab, and make sure to enable the audio. The audio is not enabled by default, so if you go ahead and run a game, you're not going to get anything. Please remember to enable the audio. And I recommend using the LLE for DSP emulation. And then if you head down to the bottom, go to the Xbox specifics. Make sure to stretch window. This will make the display full screen. Not for this menu, but for the games when you play. By default, the games are in a very tiny screen to the bottom left of your actual screen. So I highly recommend having stretch window enabled. And then once you do that, head over to the Dev Store tab. And you could also enable cloud saves. You could disable it for check for updates. And that's pretty much it. So now what you can do is go down to back and then simply load into your game. And just like that, now our game is loaded. If you wanted to back out of this, back into the main menu of Panda3DS, all you got to do is simply select the start and select button at the same time. And then now we'll ask you if you want to quit to go back to the main menu or just go back to your game. So we're just going to quit to the main menu. And that's pretty much it. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please give it a like and follow for more videos. And let me know down below how excited you are for us to have Panda3DS. I hope you guys have a great one.